Hello, I'm Lasse and this is my channel F1 Follower. And welcome to my first preview of the Bahrain Grand Prix 2022. So here are the timetables for the weekend. The local time zone is GMT +3 and these are local times. So when the first practice starts at Friday at 15 o'clock, it means that in London time it's 12 o'clock and in my time in Finland it's 14 o'clock. I think the most important times are the qualifying and the race, and those both will take place at 6 o'clock at local time in Bahrain. Oh, and they have the daylight saving hour on, so it depends if you have that on your country. Adjust accordingly these times to that. So Friday, most of the people don't care, but I will watch the both events. As I said, it's 15 o'clock the free practice one, and at 6 the free practice 2. And all the practice sessions this year will be 1 hour long. But I'm not quite sure what happens when there's a sprint race weekend, but we can see that when those sprint race weekends come along. Also today we move on again at 15. It's the last practice session, and as I told you, 6 o'clock at local time, the qualifying. And the qualifying takes usually something like 55 minutes. If there's no, let's say there's one red flag or two quick red flags. But it might take longer if there's some accident and they have to repair the barriers or something. And there's the race. 2-hour time window, but if the race is red flagged, then it does not count against the 2 hour. But it starts at 6 o'clock and should end at 8, but it might go also a bit longer. Normally, or I have planned that normally I will look at what has happened on the last race and what kind of situation there is on the standings, who is leading the championship, who is on the upswing and who is coming down. But now we are starting a new season, so everyone starts at 0 points. And one interesting thing to watch is the new cars should be a bit slower than last year cars at this moment, but not much. The pole position time for last year for Verstappen was 1:28.997. So if the pole position time is around 1:30, the cars are quite close already at pace for the last year cars. And well, the speed might change, but also the order of the cars might change. And that's always hope when new rules come, that some smaller teams will rise up and maybe some bigger will struggle, and that might happen and probably will happen. But I think on the large picture, the big teams will still be at the front and the back markers will still be behind those, because there's not going to be anything magical happening. The big teams are good because they are good. They are at the top because they are the fastest teams. And the slower teams are at the bottom because they are not so good. So why would that change drastically from one year to another? But there will be changes, but not like, I don't think that Haas will win the championship and Mercedes won't be last this year. But it's interesting to see. That's the most interesting point for me for this weekend. And then there's the news. I already made a quick news video this morning or at midday at my time that Vettel is out for COVID and Hülkenberg replaces him as he has done for Racing Point / Aston Martin for last few years. Well, last year he didn't drive any races, but 2020 he managed to take part on 3 different races on Racing Point. And bit of the history, Hamilton has won 3 last times that F1 has gone to Bahrain. Last year and year before that and year before that. Norris has also been quite good at this track. His positions are 6th and 4th and 4th. And this year, if he's getting a bit better car, I think he will be fighting for the win. And current drivers, Stroll has struggled very much in this Bahrain circuit, only managed to 1/10 place during his career in the last 5 years, and even though he has had some quite decent cars. So let's see if he can turn it around on Bahrain or if the pattern keeps going on. So this was my first preview. See you tomorrow.